My boss made me train my replacement after 11 years of exceeding expectations, then called me in a panic 6 weeks after I left. I'd been with the company for 11 years, started as a junior analyst, worked my way to senior logistics manager. I coordinated shipments across 14 states, managed vendor relationships worth $8 million annually, and hadn't missed a deadline in 4 years. My performance reviews were always the same, exceeds expectations, every single year. My raise was always the same too, 2.3%. The email said they were streamlining operations and I'd be training someone new. His name was Connor. He was 24, fresh MBA, and made $15,000 more than me. I found that out because he left his offer letter on the printer. My boss, Richard, called me into his office that afternoon. We're bringing Connor on to modernize our approach. Young talent, fresh perspective. I need you to show him everything. Where does that leave me? We'll assess the situation in a few months. I knew what that meant. I spent 6 weeks training Connor, showed him the vendor portal I'd built from scratch, the spreadsheet system that tracked every shipment in real time, the relationships I'd developed with drivers, warehouse managers, and dock supervisors who'd take my calls at 2 a.m. when something went wrong. Connor took notes on his iPad and nodded a lot. He asked questions like, "Can't we just automate this?" about processes that required human judgment. He called our most important vendor, Buddy, on a conference call. He scheduled a shipment to Minnesota in January without accounting for weather delays. I fixed it quietly, didn't tell Richard. My last day was a Friday in March. They gave me a card signed by people I'd never met and a $50 gift card to a restaurant that had closed during the pandemic. Richard shook my hand and said something about exciting new chapters. I cleaned out my desk, took my photos, my coffee mug, and the printed flowcharts I'd created for training new hires. Left my vendor contact list, the personal cell phones, the after-hours numbers, the guys who'd actually answer when you needed something urgent. Left that file completely empty. 4 weeks later, my phone rang at 10:47 p.m., unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. The voicemail was Richard, voice tight, talking fast. "Hey David, it's Richard. We have a situation with the Milwaukee shipment. Connor can't reach the warehouse supervisor and the load is supposed to deliver tomorrow morning. Could you give me a call back?" I deleted it. He called again at 11:15 p.m., then at 6:42 a.m., then at 8:03 a.m. I was at my new job, better title, $22,000 more, actual respect. When he finally texted, "Urgent, client threatening to pull contract, need your help." I replied 6 hours later, "Sorry, busy with work." He called again. I answered this time. "David, thank God, the Springfield vendor won't return Connor's calls. The shipment's delayed and we're looking at $47,000 in penalties. I know you have a relationship with them." "Had," I said. Past tense. "Could you just make one call, please?" "Richard, I don't work there anymore. I understand, but this is critical. The client is, you fired me after 11 years and made me train my replacement. For 6 weeks, I watched you pay someone more money to do my job worse. Now you want me to fix his mistakes for free?" Silence. "What would it take?" he asked quietly. "My consulting rate is $300 an hour. 4-hour minimum. Plus, I'll need that in writing before I make a single phone call. That's ridiculous. That's what expertise costs when you don't have it on staff anymore." He hung up. 20 minutes later, my email pinged. Contract attached, $1,200 for 4 hours of consulting. I signed it, made 3 phone calls, had the shipment back on track in 90 minutes, billed him for the full 4 hours. 2 months later, I saw the LinkedIn post. Connor had transitioned to new opportunities. Richard never called again. Turns out 11 years of institutional knowledge can't be replaced with an MBA and confidence.